Muslim grooming gangs have been on the rise for the past 15 years. The court system and the government appear to do their best at covering these up, prosecuting the smallest amount of offenders, and giving the most lenient sentences they have at their disposal. Left to right, row by row, starting top left, Asa Musavi, Muhammad Ali, Nashiruddin, Manjur Chowdhury, Tayrul Alam, Habibur Rahim, Badrul Hussain, Caroline Gallan, Saiful Islam, Abdul Hamid Minoyi, Prabhat Nelly, Abdul Sabeh, Jahangir Zaman, Nadeem Aslam, Muhammad Azram, Yasser Hussain, Redwan Sidke, Mohibur Rahman. Muslim groomings in the UK are ruining the lives of children. These children are left scarred for life from the torture, trauma, and pure brutality they experience at the hands of the predators involved. With victims affected by the events for life, the sentencing should reflect the crime. However, it appears that the courts, the government, and general policing districts prefer to either sweep these crimes under the rug or hand out short sentences before allowing the predators back on the streets to reoffend. Systematically, these sentences appear to be so low in fact that some of these predators are released within 2 years, having served half a sentence or merely 4 years. This appears to be a constant rather than a one-off, given that nearly all of these offenders receive less than 10 years. A short sentence considering the life sentence of trauma they leave with the victims. Outcry amongst parents and concerned parents is met with blatant dismissal or else accusations of racism. With the lenient sentences currently being handed out, it's no wonder these predators are making their way to the UK to offend, knowing they will not receive adequate punishment for their crimes, as well as receiving protection and a Muslim-only wing in prison with plenty of luxuries, including extra time outside their cells to pray, and halal meat now being the most common meat found in the UK judicial system. Adil Khan, Muhammad Amin, Abdul Rauf, Muhammad Sajid, L.R., bottom row Abdul Aziz, Abdul Qayyum, Hamid Safi, and Kabir Hassan were convicted of conspiracy to engage in sexual activity with girls under the age of 16, among other offenses. Whilst we may see a small portion of these predators in the mainstream media, a large portion is hidden from public view or released without charge, with victims being silenced or accused of lying and racism. Amongst those released without charge, it has been revealed that Muslim migrants, illegal immigrants, are being allowed to sign a disclosure form stating cultural misunderstanding in these cases are being closed at this point. Is this a justice system protecting its people or protecting the predatory offenders preying on innocent British children? Leaving them in a state of deep depression, suicidal, and without help from those who are paid to protect them. Many have attempted to document these cases, whether by contacting victims or turning up to court, where these predators receive their petty sentences only to be met with contempt and brutality by police, as they themselves are arrested and charged with various trumped-up charges. To note a few of those charged, Tommy Robinson and Active Patriot both have been apprehended outside of courts whilst attempting to document the damage these grooming gangs have done, and bearing witness to them arriving at court they both received charges for breach of the peace amongst others, whilst there are others who have been accosted by corrupt police doing the same. These cases are often hard to find as they are never covered by the mainstream media. Instead, we rely on finding information the general populace or those themselves affected upon release. To further show the abuse on those covering these instances, Tommy Robinson was knowingly placed on a Muslim wing to receive abuse for his many outspoken views. The court system deemed it fit to hand down punishment and attempt to be the executioner. The few documented cases. The British populace is in danger of a mass invasion of these grooming gangs. The attached photo above shows the cities whereby these Muslim grooming gangs have already been found in operation. With the thousands of illegal migrants currently boarding the British shores via vessels operated by or guided by the governing bodies, immigration offices, and border patrol, this is an open invitation for these predators to access the system illegally and remain under the radar, with many of these receiving housing and relocation by our government to not only major cities but the smaller villages, seasides, and towns. The British populace need to be on guard and aware of what is happening around them. Whether online or in their close communities, these predators are currently operating in mass groups, coercing current victims to communicate with other underage children in order to receive the introduction and prey upon the innocent. The Real Truth will shortly be releasing a guide to internet safety to help parents who may be unsure of what needs to be done to keep these predators away online. In person, these predators act in many ways and work in our own judicial system, post offices, shops, schools, banks, councils, and parks. Noticing telltale signs can make all the difference. This is an ongoing story and will be updated as the story develops. Follow our Twitter for updates as they come by clicking this.